Sex is everywhere in North American culture. Yet when it comes to our own personal lives and experiences, open and honest communication is difficult for many. And traditional gender roles may create further problems for women. Research suggests that despite moves towards equality in other areas of life, sexual interaction is one sphere in which we're particularly compelled to adhere to more traditional gender roles, where men are socialized to be more assertive and women expected to be more sexually passive and reactive. Mainstream teen magazines teach young women how to please and attract men, yet don't portray them as having sexual interests of their own. So this narrow view of women's sexuality may limit their abilities to communicate and enact their sexual feelings with a partner. For these reasons, researchers have taken an interest in studying sexual assertiveness in women, referring to the ability to be autonomous over one's sexual experiences by both refusing unwanted, non-coercive sexual advances and initiating desired sexual activity with a partner. Now, these skills, they promote positive and satisfying sexual experiences and protect from unwanted and unsafe sexual activity. And although self-report assessments typically ask about sexual assertiveness in terms of both initiation and refusal, research studies in the field tend to ultimately lump the two together, assuming that they go hand in hand. But my research is the first to look at these skills separately in order to examine the relationship between them. So I've collected over 600 women's self-reports of their skills in asserting sexual interest and disinterest, and today I'd like to share with you some of what I found. So firstly, there was only a moderate correlation of about 0.4 between these two different types of assertiveness. So this tells us that though related, they are not one and the same. So a woman may have ease in asserting her sexual disinterest in the face of unwanted sex, yet find it difficult to tell her partner what turns her on. Interestingly, the relationship between these skills was only explained in part by assertiveness in non-sexual situations. So what this tells us is that being assertive as far as the sort of assertiveness that it takes to express one's sexual interest and disinterest is somehow different than the assertiveness that it takes to, for example, refuse a friend's request to borrow money. So why might this be? In sexual and relational contexts, gender is particularly salient, and emotional stakes are high. So it might be perhaps more difficult to break those gendered expectations. So moving forward, and I found this in my research because also the sexual double, I also found fittingly that belief in the sexual double standard predicted less assertiveness of both types. So moving forward, we should definitely try to encourage skills in both domains. Thank you very much.